Hi, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Let me get you all up here. Hello. Look at my table. Oh, my God. I swear I just cleaned off my table, but you can't tell already. Come on. All right. Come on, come on. There it is. Okay. Let me get me up and mute me. Mute. What, Bubba? Okay, I'm mute. All right, I'll move the whole table up a little. See, you're going to make stuff happen because you need to be up here. All right. All right, Bubba. Come on, come up if you want. Just be a good boy. Hi, guys. Okay, who do we got? Hello, hello. Oh, gosh. No, I screwed everything up. Live. Thank you. All right, Michelle. Hello, Michelle. And Coastal and Sherry. And, oh my gosh, Wiley Kylie. Hi. No farting, Ty. He's been much better, I have to say. He's been much better lately.
It's his new diet.
Yes, it's his new diet. Yes. Hey, when you're done in there, just that light, can you shut off where the fan is? Just because it streams down. It looks like I have a halo around my head, which you know is totally false. Oh, it's not that one. What the fuck one is it? It must be the kitchen one. When you're done, though, don't worry about it. It's okay. I can have a halo for now.
You're fine.
Okay. Leanne, hi, honey. Emma. Yes. Shasta Tiki Punch. It's really good. Peter said, someone said to him, here, this is what I buy. You have to get it. And he doesn't usually get it, but I actually like it. It reminds me kind of when I was a kid. Remember Tahiti Treat? Except Tahiti Treat was a little bit more sweet, like super, super sweet. And this is a little bit less, which means I kind of like it more. But it's good. I like it. Hi, Doug. Hi, Pookie. Maribel. Hi. T-Bro. Laura. Hi, guys. Sherry. La Luna. Hi. Crimson Moon. Hi, honey. So, hello. How is everybody tonight? I cannot believe it's Tuesday night already. Like, kind of, it's this whole last week has been very busy and like one thing after another, kind of. So, I don't know. When I realized it was Tuesday, I thought, oh my God, really? How did that happen? So, have you rested any? A little here and there. A little. Pookie will tell you I was up again last night. But I have to say, after I was up again last night and I had a conversation with Pookie, and I don't know, I had like a revelatory moment where I was like, you know what? I'm letting this stuff all get to me too much. And I think I'm tired of feeling like this, that I'm going to let shit go. Let it go. And I think I feel a bit better today about just saying, you know what, that's not who I am. I'm not the person that constantly thinks about petty shit. So I let it go. And so I think I'm going to start resting better. And Peter got me like menopause, supplements today. So I'm hoping, oh, look it. So I have to show you my new necklace. Isn't it cute? With the goddesses. I don't know if you can see it, but I love this one. Don't let it drag you down. Yes. It was me threatening. Yes. And yes. Kicking her ass. I know. And he did. What was it you said, Pookie? And I thought, yeah. Something about my mental health. You were like, your mental health has not been good for a while. And I'm like, it really hasn't. And that's not me. I think it is me to like deny that my mental health is bad while I'm in a breakdown phase, to be like, no, I'm really okay. It's okay. I don't know what you're talking about. It's fine. But yeah, I have not tried the terahertz, which is silly because I have a terahertz skull that I really need to try. And thank you for reminding me. I'll write that down and that will go next to my bed from now on. Terahertz. Yep. Just like everything else, just like Reiki Master, don't do Reiki on myself. It just doesn't happen. All right. So tonight's Tarot Tuesday. This is, I think, the first one. I said your mental health has been shit, says the other place. Yeah, since you've gone through all the shit and you keep hiding it. That's true. Yes. And I realized you were right, Pookie.
It's cool.
Let me see. Peter's going through new inventory, so you guys get a sneak peek. See how he's like grasping his
with a talon.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? It's super light. Cool.
And then we got a regular 2-inch super light.
Oh yes. I love super light. It lights up so much. And then this bad
Beast.
boy. You can't. Oh yeah, there you go. Some of the rainbows and stuff in here are mind blowing. Okay. So yes. So Pookie was right, and I'm listing some of my own crystals, right? And I took it to heart, Pookie. I hope you know that hi, Hexen. That I took what you said to heart, and I have felt better today. It's been a better day than it has been in a while. Pookie, I love you. He goes, shocking that I'm right about your mental health plus the tarot card. Oh yeah, he pulled 3 tarot cards for me and they totally called my ass out. And I'm like, all right.
I call your ass out all the time without tarot.
I know. Yeah, but you're my husband, so who cares? Oh, terrible. Okay, so this Tarot Tuesday, I'm really excited. By the way, Hexen, just before we went on, I haven't had a chance to even message you, but we got Hexen's box. Like Peter went to get it right before I'm trying to get ready for Tarot Tuesday, and he opens everything like before we came on.
Thank you, Hexen.
So thank you, my love.
Oh, and by the way, I totally
self-love.
stole your spray.
Yeah, Peter totally stole the spray. And I like it too. It's nice. So thank you. And I love my little guys, which I made him put away so I wouldn't lose them. I got to keep you in check. Yes. Yes. It does. It's like, and it's self-love. It's Unakite, which is today with like, yes, this was needed. This is my Hexen bracelet. I love it. Yes, snap the fuck out of it. That's right, Pookie. And you're my 3:34 in the morning person to say, Mama, cut the shit. My draw on Monday was about getting rid of denial about mental issues. Oh my God. And of course I didn't watch it because, I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to go back and watch it. Remind me, honey, I got to watch Monday's draw for Steven, yesterday's. When Peter runs out, tell him I can make more, Hexen said.
I will be letting you know.
All right. This Tarot Tuesday, I think I've started this sentence like 4 times now, haven't I? All right. This Tarot Tuesday is the first Tarot Tuesday I feel like we're really going to start to get into it. I know I showed them already. Isn't it gorgeous? I don't think you can see it on. Peter got me. Oh, yeah, you kind of can. The triple made mother crown necklace. Isn't it gorgeous? Love it. Is the first Tarot Tuesday that I feel like we're really, really getting into it now. Yes, we do. We sell crystals and jewelry on my Facebook page, which is Mama Squirrel's Living Room. And I'm starting to put things on my Etsy page, which is Mama Squirrel's Nuts, right?
Yes.
Nut House? Nuts.
Nuts.
Mama Squirrel's Nuts. Yes. And so I am starting to put, which reminds me, I got to take the crystal ball off of there.
What do you mean?
Because I listed the crystal ball and Donna bought it.
Oh, yeah. Swap it for that one.
Yeah. Yes. So I do have the Etsy page, and I'm working this week on putting stuff up on the Etsy page. Okay. Tarot Tuesday. I swear I'm going to get to Tarot Tuesday. It's only 11 minutes. I'm doing really well. By the way, the other thing is I am going to do a couple live sales, I think, here. Because I think this crowd, some of the same people come onto my Facebook page and stuff, but you guys have been with me the longest, and I haven't done a sale really on here, so I'm gonna do a sale here very soon. Very soon. But Tarot Tuesday, swear I'm gonna get to it. Hi, Sonia. Okay, this is literally, I think, this is the first Tarot Tuesday that I feel like we're really, really getting into the what's and whys and wheres and hows of putting a whole reading together. This is going to be a big deal, Tarot Tuesday. So you may want to watch it back a couple times because there's going to be a lot of information in. Can you get me another one, honey?
Yes.
Because I'm going to end up finishing this one before we're done. Thank you. Sorry.
Take your medicine.
I did. I took it. Wait, I'm not done with this one. It's good. Okay. Yes, take notes. Exactly. Because what we're talking about here, when I say reading the directions, okay, it does not mean reading the step-by-step directions of tarot. It means reading the direction of the tarot card. Looking at the card as a whole and like the direction of the person facing what they're facing. When you're in a spread, if the card is faced one way, is there something on that side? We're going to start talking about the interactions between cards in a spread. And between the cards themselves, what does that mean? All right. So I went back to our good old Rider-Waite deck because to me, even though I have some other decks and we'll look at some other decks because all decks are different. And the things that we learn about the Rider-Waite deck is awesome. But if you're not using the Rider-Waite deck, you can apply the same principles to whatever deck you are using. Because in all decks where there is animals or people or a subject matter, which way it's facing can also tell you something. Okay? Oh my goodness. They're just talking, Pookie. You'll finish it before you started. I know. So, let's start with it's hard to know exactly where to start, but let's just look at some cards. We'll go through some cards and I want you to at least notice a direction that they're facing and stuff. So if let's start with the Fool card. Okay. We're going to see that, first of all, the Fool is looking up and out, so he's not really directly looking at anything. So if he was in a spread and this was next to him, he's not necessarily looking at the Magician, right? He's kind of almost ignoring the Magician. So that's something that you can see about the Fool is he's either snubbing the person or he's in perfect denial of whatever is over here. They're not looking where they're going, but going anyways. Exactly. So you need to look at, or you can look at, as part of your reading, directions. What if the magician was over here? Now, to me, this says something very different. This is, to me, a very specific turning away of whatever is over here. Especially with his head in the air, it's almost like, talk to the hand, I'm totally going to pretend I don't recognize your existence, right? Because he's looking up. Whoops, this way. So we're going to begin to look at the directions that the cards are facing. There's so much more information that we're going to glean from each of the cards, the directions that they're pointing, all that. But this is what we're going to start with. So the Fool, depending on what's on this side, he's, to me, this would be a complete denial, purposeful ignoring what is over on this side of him. This is, he's heading towards this and not looking where he's going. So this is coming, but the Fool is like, la, 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 I see no signs in front of me, even though everybody in front of me is saying, hello, you better watch out. This thing is coming. Right? I missed it. Shoot. Come back. The Fool reminds me of a teenager telling their parents, you don't know what, you don't know my life. I'm going to do, yes, I'm going to do what I want. Uh-huh. Yes, very much so. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Kay. Very, very late day at work. So much catching up. No, you're not. And I literally, Kay, I just started. Literally just started. You know me. I was blah, blah, blah until like 2 minutes ago. So you're good. You haven't missed very much. All right, so that's what we could say about the Fool. In general, let's talk about, we're going to look at the cards' direction, where their energy is directed at. Some cards have a person with their body turning one way, but their head turned another. So what are they looking at and ignoring what's in front of them? This is for basic general reads. This is going to be for all readings. This is something that when you start putting cards together, this is one of those things that you can try to recognize. Because let's say you're in a spread. I'm just going to pull out, I don't know, a few cards at random here. Let's say you're in a spread and I don't know which direction they're going to end up. And here we go. So, and you forget completely what this card means. Like, you're like, oh shit, I'm not really sure what this means. You're going to say, okay, so if you feel like the person you're reading for is the Fool, you're going to say, okay, Fool, you are heading into a direction. There's new opportunities coming. You're heading into a brand new open, starting something new. Just be careful because you're not paying attention and there's maybe a partnership or a relationship coming for you that you don't expect, that you don't see coming, that you think it could be someone that you think maybe you're too good for, that you're kind of snubbing lately. But this could be someone that you could be in a great partnership with or a relationship, because you're walking in that direction. You also can say, based on this spread, that whatever this is, even if you can't remember what this is, you are turning away from this. And we know this looks like they are working on something. So guess what? It's weird that I pulled this. I swear this was random. But this is also about a partnership. Okay? Like it, yes, begin again sometimes. Yes. So this partnership you're walking away from, there's a new partnership coming for you that you think you're too good for, or you haven't really thought about this partnership as something that could be serious. And this is exactly what you're heading for. This could be the new beginning for you. Does that make sense? So based on how he's turning, we just now have created the story of the tarot, right? Here's our spread. We've created the story based on what he's pointing towards and walking forward towards, and what he's walking away from. Like leveling up in a game. You got to a world. Now it's time to walk away from this, and this is what we're heading towards. And all of that information, now it just totally sounded like I knew what I was talking about, right? All of that information came from which direction the Fool was headed. What is he heading towards? What is he walking away from? So you say the Fool can be at the beginning or at the end of the major arcana. What would you consider if you see it at the end of the major arcana instead? Well, again, to me, it's very much the world is the completion, right? It is the completion of a cycle. So if you're looking at the Fool and they have numbered the Fool at the end, or you're looking at it at the end, that means that there is an end with the world, and then immediately a new beginning is coming again. Something new, a new cycle for you is right hot on its tail. And again, we start over again, just like when I teach on the Wheel of the Year, the continuous cycles. And sometimes what I love, which I won't get into, I promise, Wheel of the Year is one of the fun things I really love to teach about, but sometimes you're in different parts of different cycles. Like, so in your love life, you're in one part of the cycle where it's just beginning and it's new and exciting, and in your work life you're at an end part of a cycle. So you have two different cycles going on at the same time. I love that shit, right? Yes. Okay, I get it. Yes. Lots of snow here. Oh, me too. Okay, so that was good. Now I've screwed up my cards. I'm going to put them back in order just in case I need to pull a card specifically. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to look at in our spread. Let's say we're pulling out 3-card spreads. We're going to start with 3-card spread. Is what directional things are looking at. What are they moving towards? Sometimes their head is, thank you. I love, it's really soft. So you guys know me. I don't have a whole lot of secrets, right? So I have to remember not to do this because it looks like something totally different than I love my soft shirt. Okay. Anyways, sometimes their head is turned one way and they're facing another direction. So that tells you they're looking, their focus is on something else, but they need to watch where they're walking, right? If there is no card, so let's say, again, I'm just going to pick these 2 cards. He's walking this direction and he's looking up in the air, and this is the end of the spread. And there's no card over here. So what happens if his focus, we're not seeing what his focus is? What does that mean? That there's no focus? It could mean one of 2 things. It could mean that, Ty, no. Hey, stop. It could mean that, Ty, please, stop it. Boo-boo. He's very protective today. I don't know why. He's goofy. Come
on, buddy. Come on.
Save that for your OnlyFans.
Well, come on.
I know it. There's nothing to bark at. It's like neighbors.
Come on, buddy.
So it could mean that that you are not focused on anything, that the future is unknown, that you're walking forward, but you're kind of walking forward blindly, and the future is not yet known. There's several things that can happen, and you have the ability to change that. So this is, whatever this is not set in stone. It could be that we need to pull another card. That's, to me, sometimes I'm like, okay, I don't feel like this is unknown. Luna heard Ty, now she's going insane barking. I cannot tell you. So we got the other, I know, I'm sorry. I'm really distracted tonight. I'm really, really sorry. We have surround sound in the bedroom, so I cannot tell you how many times a dog will bark. And because it's surround sound, like he'll hear it in one specific speaker and run out to the front door because he thinks that there's somebody there or there's a dog out here or something. I'm like, Ty, there's nobody. Shut up. Did I finish my sentence? Oh, it could be that we need to pull another card. If you look at this and you're like, yeah, but I feel like you know what this is and it's not here, pull another card and see what pops up over there too. Okay? Does that make sense? Let me pull some examples. Let me pull some examples of combinations. All right. I'm going to pull out the Seven of Swords. There's some in here that are really good about the directional stuff. So I'm going to pull them out to be very specific about a couple things. I'm going to pull that out, and I'm going to pull out Justice. Okay. So here's the spread. Okay. Here we have lots of different directions. My cat Luna heard the barking and jumped onto my keyboard. No, get rid of the barking. All right, so here we go. Here's the spread. The knight is heading back towards, I forget, it's backwards, towards his deceptive ways. So this person in your life, the person who represents the Knight of Wands, is running full throttle back to his deceptive ways and moving away from justice because he doesn't want to deal with the consequences. You see how direction here says a lot of that? If you're looking at justice, you're looking at consequences, you're looking at possible court actions, you're looking at the balance of what is, right? The Knight of Wands is a very specific person that is very passionate about what they believe, but sometimes goes off half-cocked about things, right? That's a separate reading. And the Seven of Swords is a deceptive person. There's someone being deceptive. There's thievery or deception, or somebody's trying to trick you or something like that, okay? So when you put them in a combination and you pay attention to what they are looking at, what they're paying attention to, then you begin to put together the story of the reading. I'm going to knock shit all over. Sorry, guys. The story of the reading, right? Are you guys getting this? I'm sorry. I know this is a lot. That's why I said, like, start to make some notes about things and really pay attention to the directional energy of the card. Especially, I will tell you, court cards are awesome for this because the court cards are very good about facing one direction or another. And like the knights usually are the ones that are running off half-cocked, right? Not paying attention. They haven't really investigated the situation. They're just gung-ho. Woohoo! I'm going to run off the cliff if I have to. Most of the court cards are very good about directional energy and will give you something to look at directionally. So again, the story of the reading, if there's several, by the way, there's several different stories. If you were to pull these 3 card combinations, what else could this say? Let me just go over what I said again. Okay. So the story of the reading right now is that the knight in your life, the knight, that very passionate knight. Oh, we'll get to that. I promise we'll get to that. The very passionate knight is heading back to his deceptive ways because he doesn't want to deal with the consequences of his actions. So he's just going to start sneaking around again. So if this is a lover, be careful. If this is a business partner, be careful. If this is a friend, be careful for, for different reasons. All right, what else could we say? If you were looking at this, and we start with these 2, we could say, if this is you, ooh, be careful. There's someone hot on your tail, and you do not realize. Look back and realize that there's someone hot on your tail noticing the deception that you're trying to get away with. Okay? The direction says you're trying to run, and there's someone hot on your tail. It's a very passionate energy, creative, and they are hot on your tail and they're coming for you. Be really careful, okay? And then if you add that justice card in there, you can say, he, however, doesn't really know what true justice is because he's running away from the justice. So even if he catches you, you could still get away with it because justice is not what he's headed towards. He's too focused on you. Okay? Does that make sense? Can you see how the direction of the reading can give you a couple different interpretations? Just like we've always talked about, sometimes there's several meanings that you can get in a card. Well, now when we start to add in these combinations, or maybe sent by justice. They're perfect. I love it. Perhaps he's like been deputized. So perhaps this is a police officer. And oh shit, watch it because you literally are about to feel the justice that's coming. One card can make or break the story. Exactly. I love that. Sent by justice. I love it. Middleman. Yep. Perfect. Yes. So the story of the reading can be very much helped by the direction that the card is in. If somebody asked if your middle card is facing straight ahead, like if they're facing forward, to me, okay, let's find a really good one that's really, okay. So like your High Priestess card, okay? To me, when they are facing you, when they're facing straight on, that's talking directly to the person asking the question. So if I'm reading for myself, ooh, the High Priestess is talking at me. It could also be me, but the High Priestess is telling me something directly. So let's put the High Priestess in the middle. Now what does that reading say? Ooh, that reading says you have been deceptive about your intuition. And the justice is hot on her heels if you don't face up to the fact that you have mental health issues, Jen. The consequences are coming shortly. Don't keep trying to be deceptive because your intuition and your higher power and your spirit guides are up there going, hey, idiot, you're not fooling anybody. This deception isn't working. The consequences are going to come whether you like it or not. Face on generally means pay attention. You asking the question. So again, if you're doing a reading for yourself, it's you. If you're doing a reading for the person across from you who has come to you asking for a reading, it's questioner, querent. What, your intuition sees what you're doing. You're not fooling your intuition. You're not fooling your spirit guides. They know what's happening. Okay? Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. Let's do another one. I have a couple examples that we've pulled out here. 3. We're going to put this one back. The ones. We're going to do that one. And the Ace of Cups. Maybe. Perhaps. Maybe. I put them in order so this wouldn't go very... Okay, here we go. Perfect. All right. So here's another reading. Or intuitively, you know you are deceiving yourself, right? Yes. Yes, intuitively. You know what you're doing. Yes. Okay. Here we go. Here's another one. So looking at the direction of things and what we're turning away from and what we're turning towards. Okay, so the man, here we go. The man is looking back at heartbreak, right? This is what his focus on. He's looking back. He's heartbroken. He has been hurt. He is putting up defenses. Either not noticing the offer of a new love, or he knows before this new opportunity for emotional love comes in, he has to heal first. Okay, so is this the first major card that is pulled representing the person the reading is for? That's a good question, Michelle. If you pull more than one major arcana, that's a good question. Sometimes it's going to come down to intuition. Not always. Now, if this can be the person you're reading for, which is not a major arcana card. Sometimes you don't get a major arcana card. So sometimes this is a situation in their life. Sometimes this person is literally them. It's going to come down to intuition. It's going to come down to, sometimes I'll ask my querent. I'll say, okay, so this person here has been through a big battle. Have you been through a lot recently where you feel like, whoo, like you really have been put through the ringer and you're just barely hanging on, but you're still putting up defenses? If that's not you, then there's someone in your life that is going through this and this represents them. If I can't tell intuitively. But that will come, the more readings that you do, I promise you, and I know sometimes you're like, how do I know if that's you or not? The more readings that you do, the better you become at reading from your intuition, the better you become at reading the person you're reading for. Sometimes, remember we've talked about before, sometimes there's a little thing in the card that today I'm focused on this little thing that I hardly ever recognize. Telling the story, exactly. Like for instance, today maybe I'm focused on the lotus flower. I don't know if this is really a lotus flower. It could be just a lily pad. But today I'm focused on the lotus flower in this card. And normally I don't focus on that. So today I may say when pulling this card, wow, there's an emotional opportunity coming from the mud and muck that you've been going through, which is the lotus of love, the lotus of healing, the lotus of strength. And this opportunity is coming from see the lotus down there, even if it's not, it's okay, because my intuition today made me look at that lotus. Normally I notice the flow of love and emotion. Normally I notice the dove or the hand that's giving it. Today, my intuition said, look at the lotus flower. Okay? And today, so now I know lotus flowers grow from the mud and muck. And so I'm going to tell this person asking me the question, you have an emotional opportunity coming from the shit that you've been going through. Even though you've been wading through the muck in high-waist boots, trying not to get muddy, there's something coming for you that will be emotionally healing. Either it's a person or an opportunity for healing that's going to come that you never would have expected it to come from the muck that you've been through. Okay? Does that make sense? It's the more you work with the cards, the more you intuitively will see the story. And so part of learning how, when you start to work with spreads, start with a 3-card spread. Start maybe by pulling 3 cards in a row and creating a story, even if you aren't reading for anyone in particular. That first, as you were saying, mud and muck, for some reason my brain made a dad joke of that's a lotus of crap. Ah, that's a lotus of crap. I love you, Pookie. So yes, play with the storytelling. Exactly. Start to pull yourself. If you have, a couple hours at night and you're like, I don't feel like watching TV anymore, pull 3 cards out and make 3 different stories based on what you see of the 3 cards you pulled. You don't have to read for anybody in particular. Just look at the 3 cards you pulled and create 3 different stories from the same 3 cards. That will help you to see the story in every card. And eventually, it will really help you to tell the story of the reading. Do you think that our own emotional state at the time we do reading will determine how we see the cards? So that's a good question, Kay. When we talked about connecting, how you connect to the person you're reading from, I will tell you that yes, sometimes, absolutely, there's no tarot reader that has ever been able to turn off their emotions enough that if they're really been going through it, that they can not put any of that into the cards. That's a part of life, and that's somewhat going to happen no matter what. Even if you put a shield around yourself. The cards from this deck, Heather, this is the Radiant Wise Spirit. What we used to call the Dirty Pam Tarot, the Dirty Pam Rider-Waite, before it went borderless, and this was then the borderless edition of the Dirty Pam, the Radiant Wise Spirit. So focused on his own pain, he doesn't realize he needs to let his guard down to heal. Yes! Oh, that's a great story. That's a great story for these cards, for sure. Yes! I love that. The story, the more you work with the cards, the more the story will come to light for you. And if you should be able to get at least 3 different stories from every 3 cards you pull. At least. For sure. And this is part of it. The direction. So that what are they facing away from? What are they facing towards? If you completely different story, you can start with his heartache. Start with, oh, you just went through a bad breakup. You're really feeling it. You're really going through it. You're feeling battered and bruised, but you're going to get through it. See these defenses? Put your defenses up a little bit more. You know that you need to protect yourself from the heartache, because there's an emotional opportunity to learn something from the heartache that you've been through. Okay? Lots of different stories can come from the same 3 cards. Lots of different stories. Make sense? Any questions about those 3 cards? I'm going to pull the next 3 examples here. And I didn't. Duh. Ah! I'm dropping cards. Dropping cards. Wands. 8. 9. And cups. All right, here's the, oops, nope. Here's the next 3 cards eventually when I get to them. Ace of Cups. Okay, put this one back. We're going to grab this one. Okay, ready? But it could also be that they just had a great loss of a family member. Oh, yes, they feel withdrawn. But the Ace of Cups can mean they crossed over and are loved. Ah, I love it. Perfect. See? 3 completely different stories. Completely different stories. I love that. Perfect. Exactly. Pookie, I love you. Okay. So these 3 cards come up in a reading. We are looking at the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Wands, and the 6 of Cups. Okay? God, it's hard to hold these all together. I'm going to have to find a way to, I don't know, do a picture-in-picture or something. I'm so bad with technology. Okay. So here we go. The man is dropping his anxieties. He cannot do it anymore. He heads to find reprieve, going back to his roots of childhood, to find the reprieve that he needs to get away from these anxieties. And he's so overwhelmed at this point that he cannot take it anymore. The way he's going to get out of this is to go back to his childhood. I like to pull 6 cards, 2 roads of 3, and see how they all work together. Oh, that's perfect, because sometimes they're looking up and sometimes they're looking down. So that brings a whole nother level of, what's above it. What are we supposed to learn intellectually from this above it? And yes, that's very good. Everyone's face is hidden. Great. Yes. So what does that mean? That could mean several different things. Everyone's face is hidden. So here, they could be anxiety riddled and not facing their anxiety, not understanding. Here we go. Wow, am I getting called out by my own fucking spread? Not facing the fact that they're totally overwhelmed. Their anxiety, they're pretending that they are not anxious because they're hiding their face. The truth of the reality is totally overwhelmed and you're just fucking not facing it. And the way to get through that is to keep stepping forward and go back to your roots. Go back to the things that work. Back to simpler times. Back to something that worked for you before. So keep on walking forward until you get back to simpler, back to your inner child. Yes, look for some fun in your life. I love it. Anxiety pushing through to protect the youth. Oh, I love that. Yes, 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 yes. If I was doing this reading for you, I could say the 9 of Swords is you waking up at 3 a.m. Yep. You're carrying a lot of weight that you don't need. Yep. Your admins are here to help you is the 6 of Cups. I love it. So right. So right. This Tarot Tuesday is basically a reading for Jen. I know it, right? It's totally calling me out on every fucking spread. Mama, here again. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So individually, they can mean something totally different. You put them in a spread and you see the directions that they're facing, what they're walking away from, what they're walking towards. And yes, this is what tarot does best. It so is. This is why we love tarot so much, right? We love and hate. There's a love-hate relationship in there. Because sometimes tarot is like, yeah, idiot. Duh. Yes, here's your sign. Yeah, Jen, your words flow so smoothly with the cards. Okay, thank you, honey. But again, sometimes they don't. Sometimes I look at a reading and I'm like, I'm not sure. So you know what I usually do when they're not flowing, I start to look at little things. What am I noticing about the card? So again, what am I noticing that I didn't notice before? The zodiac symbols in the bedspread. Look at the zodiac symbols. That's the first thing that came out to me. The zodiac symbols in the bedspread. The different symbologies there. So, and okay, so that's what I'm noticing today. So your anxieties today, and this is again, I'm just riffing. Your anxieties today are not founded. They're nothing really to worry about. They will straighten themselves out. But a lot of them could be coming from the positions of the planets right now. Zodiac wise, there's something in retrograde that's just fucking with you. There's things, energies that are coming about that are just messing with you. So hang in there, because once some of this stuff passes, it will allow you, even though you still can't quite see forward, it will allow you to step forward into some fun and some good things coming in your life where you can really relax and be with friends, and some childhood memories come up, that kind of thing. Another cycle. Yep. So again, it's going to depend on you and what you notice about the cards. And that's why we talk about our intuition. We talk about, what do you see in the card? I like to, if I'm totally stumped, I literally will pick up a card and look at it and think, okay, what stands out to me today about this card? Sometimes it's the same thing that always stands out to me. Sometimes it's, the lily that I see, the white lily, which means purity. And I see that a lot in this card. Sometimes it's something totally different. Like something I see in the roof line or something, So it's your intuition. You have to trust that your intuition is going to go, hey, look at that thing over there. Look at what's behind him. Look at the horizon line. Look at whatever it is. Trust that that's part of the story today for you. And again, I cannot stress enough, the more practice you have, the better you get. The better you get with it. So when you're bored, when you're home and you need Dana. Hello, my sweetheart. Well, give my Layla a hug. I love you, Layla. Sweet girl. The more you practice, the more you will get different stories from it. The more you will get into the storytelling of the tarot. So pull 3 cards, and create 3 different stories. For those same 3 cards in the same 3 positions, create 3 different stories for it. Okay? Does that make sense? So far, so good? Good. How about cards featuring more than one person? Let's look at the Lovers. That happens to be the first card that comes up for me that has more than one person. So when you're looking at the card directionally for these 2 people, they are looking at each other, right? But what's behind them that they're ignoring? So yes, they may be drawn to each other, but like Adam over here, he's got a tree on fire. What the fuck? He's got a whole tree on fire. He doesn't even know what the hell's going on because he's so enamored by the naked lady. He doesn't have any idea. And she is not much better. She's got a snake. in the tree that's looking at her going, hey, woohoo, hot stuff. And she's like, yeah, but the penis in front of me is so pretty. So again, directionally, what can we see? Absolutely, passion and knowledge. And traditionally, that's what these represents, right? Adam is a flamer. Passion and knowledge. That's what they represent. But someday, at some point, no problem, honey. At some point, you may look at it and go, she's looking at the angel. That's true. Yep. See, I'm not even looking. Today I'm like, oh, look at that. So he's like, whoo, look at the tatas. And she's like, whatever. All penises look the same to me. Whoo, look at that angel's hair. My spirit guide is cute. So directionally, what are they looking at? What are they turning away from? What are they ignoring? Directions in the cards where there's more than one person, that means a lot too. Death. If we look at death and see card to the right. I have to, when I'm flipping the cards, I have to figure out where I am. Okay. So if we get these two cards in this position, we know that death moves into the future. Okay. So ultimately, we know when we're going through transition, this death means transition. So whatever painful transition this is, he's moving into the future. So we can see whatever is in front of death, that's what you can expect after this painful transition. So I just happened to pull this one because it was out already. But so you're going through this awful, painful transition. Realize fully and wholly that when you get through this, there's going to be a simpler time on the other side of this transition. There's going to be something waiting for you, a friendship, a friend that you knew from before, that you're going to reinstate this friendship because you haven't seen him in a long time. And maybe there's somebody coming to console the fact that you lost your house, or whatever this painful, or you lost your job, or whatever this painful transition is. There's something coming to tell you it's okay. We're going to get back to simpler times. We're going to do things a little bit differently, but it's going to be a joyous, more gleeful, more innocent time. Okay? That also will say this transition, what's behind the transition? Your anxieties, maybe. Your anxiety brought about this transition. But once this transition is over, it takes the anxiety with it. And it's all that anxiety goes with the transition and to move you beyond it. Does that make sense? Death comes for us all. Innocence and all. I love it. Yes, absolutely. That absolutely could be another version of this. Death comes for us all. So understand that transition is not going to leave out even the innocent. Or you lost your job and it wasn't your fault. You were innocent in the losing of your job. It wasn't your fault. Maybe you got laid off. There was nothing you could do. You're innocent in it. There's another story to tell, right? I love it. I'm having a lot of aha moments. Yay! Good. Especially during this pandemic, I can see death and Six of Cups coming up for a lot of people. Oh, so much so. So much so. Make sense? Let's say, I'm starting to mix up all the cards. It's okay. Let's say that we have the sun. Where's my sun card? Oh. Let's say that we have this reading. Okay, this is, so the sun card features a child in the present moment, looking squarely on, looking straight ahead, right? Look straight forward. The body is slightly turned towards the future. What is in the child's future? The Two of Wands. Endless possibilities. There's a portal of endless possibilities coming with this child. And what is he leaving behind? He's leaving behind this feeling of not having enough, of having to hold on to everything tightly because you might lose it. This transition of good times and good feelings will take that with it and bring it into endless possibilities. Once you are able to drop this, the possibilities are endless. There's so many places you can go once you move away from this. Right? Hold on. What is important? Take time with the ones you love. Oh, so true. So do you see that? What's in the child's future? Sunburn. The creepy baby gets lots of sunburn. Ah! Yes. I find myself noticing the position of the horse's head. I love it. So, what's the position of the horse's head? That's good. So, if we are the child, we are being taken on a ride, and whatever we are using for that transition, whatever we're using in this, he looks sad to me. He kind of looks not happy about it. So we may have to force this transition in order to get away from it. Right? Hi, Fatima. What is possible? Yes. Holding back and not looking towards your possible. Oh, I love it. Look, Ma, no hands. Yes. Woohoo! It's okay. I got this. Horseback riding naked without a saddle. Can I just say stinky? But, you know, that could be me. Hey, DJ. That could be me. But again, take your 3 cards and make at least 3 different stories out of this. There's so many different possible storylines. And that's going to be, the more you work with them. How many times am I going to say this tonight? I know. But the more, rash. Oh my gosh, yes, rash. I know, all right, I have to tell it though. I know I've told this story before. No wonder the horses are happy. Yes, it sounds itchy and scratchy. When my youngest son was, I think he was like 11. I think he was 11. We went to Brushwoods, which is a pagan campground, which is where I kind of came up with the idea for the commune and stuff, by the way. There was an entire area that was skyclad acceptable. So there was a lot of naked people. And, you know, most people are, let's be honest, most people are not the magazine idea of beauty, which I was very happy about because it taught Joey a lot about, you know, it's a body, people. You know, get over it. He did so well with it. But one thing that just cracked me up and I couldn't help but laugh is that there was a lot of people riding bikes. And there was a lot of sky-clad naked men riding bikes. And Joey, bless him, the only thing he said was, how are the guys riding bikes like that? Could not get the concept of where things went, where they were okay. So out of everything, at first I was like, I don't know how he's going to do. He's like an 11-year-old boy with naked people and stuff. And the only thing he had to say was, how are they doing that? So, yeah, it taught me, to trust your children's instincts. That was his only question. Not boobies, not whatever. It was, how? All right, so trust your instincts. Trust your intuition. See, again, what do we notice about these cards today that maybe before we didn't notice? For instance, right now, looking at the Four of Pentacles, which normally I would say talks about, holding on to everything, trying not to so tightly that you don't realize the good that you have already. I'm noticing that there's like a cityscape in the background. It's a good question, right? Yes, riding bareback. I would swim my horse. I had so much fun. Children make sense. They do. Yes, they absolutely do. So there's a cityscape in the background. So I don't normally notice the cityscape. So maybe I'm talking about in this spread, leaving behind the urban life to have a more open existence with nature. See how he's looking out after this, riding confidently into the future. The future is going to hold a more open existence, more land, more nature. Get out to nature more, get away from the cities. That might be the reading that I get from these three cards today instead of a reading I normally would have gotten, because that's what I noticed. So realize fully and completely what you're noticing and use that in the story of the cards. Okay. Energy. Okay. As while we have this card out, this happens to be one of the cards that I talk about with energy. This card is a card about the future, yet he is looking back, right? He's looking back. So if there is a card to his left, I don't know, pick one, Jen. Let's say it's this. If there's a card to his left, it is probably the thing he's looking to help. Nope, left. Sorry. I forget. If there's a card to his left, all right, that doesn't make any sense. Stop it, Jen. If there's a card to his left, it's probably the thing he's looking to help him make future decisions. So what is he's looking to happiness. That's what he's looking to help make his decisions. He's going to choose today. We're going to choose what makes us happy. This is what we're choosing to make us happy. Do not question boobies, right? Why does the sun look mad? I think the sun looks contemplative. But if you think he looks mad, then make up a story behind it. Right? So, again, the direction should tell you what it is. Let's look at, I don't know, let's look at this one and this one, the card. Okay, let's look at these. Here we go. This is a good one. I like the directional cards where even if this is not the direction we're looking at, because this doesn't really tell us very much about the person. This, however, does. Which direction is the hand coming from? I love the aces and the cards where the hand, which is the universe, is offering you something, right? So all of the aces have this direction. What direction is that coming from? So the hand of the divine is coming from the left. The card before this is maybe what is being offered. So here we have the magician. The magician is the card that says, I can pull the knowledge that I have from above and use everything. I have every tool in front of me to use all of those tools and the knowledge that I have on this plane to do exactly what I want in manifestation power. So what is the cup that's being offered? Ooh, you're being offered manifestation power. Manifestation power. And how dare you ignore the universe's offer of manifestation power? So where the divine cup is coming from, that's what you're being offered. How awesome is that for a direction, right? I couldn't ride a bike skyclad. Me neither, Donna. Me neither. The magician is saying you have everything you need to manifest what you want. Yes. Look for the offering. Look up, damn it. Look up. Realize that this is being offered to you. How dare you focus on something else when this is what the universe has to offer you? Look up. This is what I would be saying to my queers. If I had pulled these for someone, I'd be like, oh my God, you are being offered the manifestation of everything you want, and you've been ignoring what the universe has to offer. What are you doing? Shake out of it. Okay? Does that make sense? How about this one? Let's say I want to do this. Card to the left. Okay, here we go. Ready? Here we go. Here's a good one. This is a good directional card too. No, wait. Did I do it backwards? The card to the left. Damn it. I did it backwards again. Okay. This. I hate when by the time I turn the card around, I'm like, damn it. Wait, that doesn't look right. Okay. This is a good directional card too. So here we have the 5 of Cups. Oh, you're focused on the spilled cups. That's all you're focused on. The card to the left represents the 2 standing cups. What he's not looking at. Okay? So this card represents what is left that he's not paying attention to, because whatever is over here is the spilled cups. So this represents the 3 spilled cups. So the overwhelming, you are overwhelmed to an nth degree. But you know what? That's because that's what you're focused on. If you would just, now, does anybody remember what I say when I pull the 5 of Cups? There's a phrase that I say every time. Before I get into any kind of reading, I'm always like, does anybody remember? Nobody said it yet. Focusing on the lost and not what is left, which can create something new. Yes, I love it. I always say, turn around. Thank you, Emma. Yes. Turn around, because there's something being offered. There's some perfectly good things over here, but you're so focused on your overwhelmingness, you're being overwhelmed, that you can't see that the 2 cups over here, which are represented by the nurturing Empress, there is someone behind you that is waiting to hold you in her arms and say it's going to be okay and nurture you back to what you need to be feeling. And instead, you're focused on your overwhelmed bullshit. So why are you focused on this? So in a 3-card spread, it's if you're only pulling one card, you cannot see what is over here. You cannot see what it is they're focused on or what it is they're ignoring in the cups. If you pull this card in a spread, suddenly the story becomes more clear. You can now see, oh, you've been focused on you're feeling overwhelmed. You're feeling like the world is on your shoulders. But you know what? If you would just turn around, you would see this nurturing energy that is waiting to hold you in her arms and tell you it's going to be okay, set you back on your feet again, and tell you that we love you. If only you would turn around and see her just waiting. What a story, right? What a story. If only you would pay attention to it. Does that make sense? I know we're over an hour here. You guys all good still? You still with me? I might have a little bit too many examples. I haven't even started with other decks. We'll take a quick peek at other decks in just a minute. Let's say, I don't know, pull. Pull. Shit. I don't know what to pull. Let's pull one of these. All right. Or before it. Sorry guys, I get distracted and then I'm like, when I turn it around, is it going to be correct? Reflecting back on the efforts you put in. Efforts you put in. No, it's going to go this way. Yes. Okay. Sorry. You too many examples. I know. It's terrible. Okay. So here we have the 7 of Pence. And he is reflecting back on all the effort that he's put into making this grow. Nope, I did it backwards. God damn it. Every time I turn it back. Nope, I know I did it right. This is all of the effort. So look at all the effort that he has put into making this grow. He's reflecting back on his efforts. The efforts of what he's put in to make this grow. And what are those efforts? Those efforts in this case was a whole lot of movement. He put a whole lot into it because we know this is all about motion. So he busted his ass. He was out there every day tending to his garden, making it grow, whatever it is that he's reflecting on the work he has done. Boy, did he bust his ass to and fro every day. He answered 8 million emails a day. He busted his ass trying to make new things to make people understand what he was trying to accomplish here. There was tons of motion and activity continuously going. That's what he's reflecting on. So if we look at what's on this side, this is going to be what he has to look forward to, right? He's reflecting on that. Did I do it right? Yep, I think. And let's say he pulls Temperance. So this, all of his hard work, that frantic activity, and it is growing well, and the outcome is going to be, finally life will become in balance again. Finally, life will be in balance. Hi, Tammy. Love you, sweetie. So if he now reflects back, sees everything he's put into it, if he turns around, he will notice that all of that hard work that he put in, all of that frantic motion and activity means things will balance out. Finally, things will balance out. How exciting that things balance out for him. Okay, does that make sense? All right, now, there's so much more interactions. Maybe this one needs to be a two-parter because we're already almost an hour and a half and we haven't even looked at other decks. What do you guys think? Because I have more examples of, the interactions, and then we want to look at interactions between cards when cards are facing each other and facing away from each other. And I wanted to get to, in one card even, sometimes where things are placed. Sorry. This is a two-part series. I know it because there's so much to all of these interactions. There's so many different examples. And I'm never, by the way, don't think that I'm ever going to show you all the different examples. There's just too many. But next time, let's look at, I'm just going to pull a couple cards from one deck to show you again the different interactions between people. So like here, where the fuck did it just go? Oh my God. Okay. Here, the Nine of Cups. This is from the Tarot of the Abyss. Here, the Nine of Cups. She is closing her eyes and looking away. Enjoying, I think, this is enjoying the smells that are in front of her. And there is a decision. The Two of Pentacles says there's a decision to be made. But you know what? For now, it's okay. Shut your eyes and enjoy the present moment. Understand fully and deeply that you can be in your present moment. That you don't have to make this decision right away. That you can just enjoy smell the flowers. Stop and smell the flowers. Understand that you have worked very hard. You are allowed to treat yourself to a moment of present moment thinking. Of enjoying what is. Before this decision comes to you and says you have to make that right now. Okay, so we can see. I'll do more reflection on the Rider-Waite cards, and we'll pull more cards from other decks to kind of look at some examples of energy and interaction and all of that combinations with some of the other decks, so that you can kind of see without the Rider-Waite deck also. We'll be doing the same kind of thing when it's another deck. Okay? In the meantime, I'm going to make the event for the two-parter. I would love to see you guys start doing some of these 3-card combinations and post some of your readings in the event page. Do a couple and post some of your storylines in the event page. Or pull a different deck out and post a couple of your example decks and say, oh, this card is turning away from this one. Post a couple for me. Let's see what you come up with. Post some new interactions so that we can kind of look at some other people's interactions. This is how we learn to tell the story of the reading, right? We've talked so long. I'm so glad that we got through the basic card things, because this is the meat and potatoes. This is the fun stuff of putting a whole reading together now. This is the cool interaction fun part. So let's make it a two-parter. I'm going to, right now, before I forget again and almost not do it until it's really late, I'm going to right now, as soon as we're done, post the second part. and make a post that says, okay, let's see some of your examples of interactions between cards, of 3-card storylines. And let's see some this week before we come to Tarot Tuesday next week. Let's see some new interactions. Okay? Sound good? I'm so glad we're at this part because this is such the fun part. That's okay, Wiley Kylie. If you have PayPal and you want to, not that you have to, you guys know me, I'm bad at that, but if you want to contribute anything, my PayPal should be listed in the down bar right here. Is it? Yes. jenstrelli@gmail.com. All right. I love you guys so much. I'll only remind you every day if you don't. I know. Thank you so much, Stephen. Thank goodness for Stephen. Because he's like, you didn't post an event yet. And I was like, oh shit. And then I forgot about it again. And he's like, just saying there's no event yet. And I'm like, okay, sorry, shit. All right. Click the like button for me. You guys are amazing. I love you so much. And thank you for being there for me to teach. This is what gives me life. This is the fun stuff to me. This is what gets me through my week, is knowing I can come and teach, because I love this. I love the teach part. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. And I'll see you next week.